fellow junkies, Horror Junkies 509, Kyle 13th coming at you again today, you guys, and I hope you're out there having an absolute killer day. Spooky season is just running wild, and I'm just absolutely loving it. So, I thought to myself, why don't we go ahead and do a video that, obviously I want to do, and one that might help you guys out as well. Around this time of year, I get a lot of comments saying, what kind of movies do you watch? What should I watch? What's something I haven't seen before? And so, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take you back to the greatest decade of horror history, and that's the 1980s. Yes, we're doing another episode of the slasher decade. And this episode is going to be 1982. If you remember the last episode, we did 1981, which was an absolute monster when it came to slasher movies that was released that year. 1982 was no slouch. We have another 21 slasher movies to go through. And I recommend you guys watch all these episodes, and this could really show you guys some ideas of something to watch that's like a slasher if you guys are interested in slashers. Obviously, if you're not, this might not be for you, but what is a better time to watch a slasher movie than during spooky season? So I'm going to go through them all from 1982, but remember, I've done 1980 and I've done 1981. I believe I already said it. We have 21 slashers to get through, you guys. I'm going to talk a little bit about each one. I'm going to talk about the releases. I'm going to say where it's streaming, if it is. I want to make this as easy as possible for you all because I think some of these movies are absolutely great, and not everyone can know about every single 80s slasher. I know about quite a few of them, but I still feel like there's so many that I don't have a clue about. And so if you feel like I've missed anything from any of my episodes, put it down in the comments. Let me know because I'm always ready to learn and I'm not all-knowing. I just do my best. I do my homework. That's all I can do, you guys. So let's go ahead and dig right into this because with 21 films to go through, you guys, that's going to take some time. And let's just go ahead and get rolling. I don't know if you've seen a difference from my background since my last video, which was, I hope you guys all had a great Friday the 13th. I got the new Jason mask right here on the wall. I replaced it with my autographed CJ Graham mask. So he's represented on the wall now, you guys. So if you guys did not see my Friday 13th video, definitely go check it out. Good stuff, good mask. And 1982, let's go ahead and take a trip back to the 80s. We're back in the 80s, 1982. Let's see what kind of movies we got. All right, you guys. So first up is quite a weird one. I had to actually rewatch this one. It is kind of funky. And that is Butcher, Baker, Nightmare Maker. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. To try to remember absolutely everything, you're going to see me looking at the back because I have a cheat sheet because I did my homework, but I'm not going to remember absolutely everything. So Butcher, Baker, Nightmare Maker. This is also known as Night Warning. If you guys go ahead and take a look at that cover art, it's kind of a little bit weird. It's only weirder when you find out like this girl, I believe, is this kid's aunt or something. It is of relation. Actually, there's a little bit of a twist to the movie that I'm not going to spoil. But this movie is streaming on Tubi, so you guys can actually go check it out. Weird thing about this movie is like, it's really, people getting picked off that are messing with the main kid. And, the aunt is really like, she's really like flirting with the kid. She's sexually attracted to the kid. There is a twist at the end where you kind of find out a little bit more about this lady. But, pretty much anyone who messes with this kid pretty much meets their demise. And, later on you find out who's doing the killing and really what that person has ties to this kid. They really think it's this kid. They really think he's gay and stuff like that. They're really implying a lot of homophobia with this kid, but he's just a kid trying to live his life, and everyone around him is just absolutely insane. So, honestly, check it out. It's worth a watch. I had to recently rewatch it again because I completely forgot all about it because this is kind of a weird one. But like I said, this is streaming on Tubi if you're interested. All these movies do have a VHS. I'll probably say it more than I need to, you guys. But it does have a DVD on Anchor Bay. It does have a Blu-ray by Code Red, and that's the one I got right here. And it does now have a 4K done by Severin. So if you guys are looking for any of the titles, it definitely has it. You might see it as Night Warning, though. So remember that this has an alternate title as Night Warning. So Butcher, Baker, Nightmare Maker, right at the start of 1982. Sorry, I have cheat sheets. Out of the 21 of these movies, I think I don't have 3 of them, but I will still talk about them. Usually, just since they came out in that year, I will still talk about them, even though I do not have a copy of them, and some of them I still have not even seen. So, Next up is actually one of my favorite slashers, giallos, whatever you want to call it, of all time. This is a Lucio Fulci film, and this is known as the New York Ripper. Honestly, when I got this to this point and I realized I don't have this on Blu-ray or 4K yet, I'm a disgrace to myself. But honestly, if anything I recommend, New York Ripper is one of my absolute favorites, one of my top slashers of this movie. Really, this is just a great showing for, you know, a lot of good gore, a lot of interesting kills. It's really like a giallo that takes place in America, which is actually really fun. Just, you know, this guy picking off girls, you know, he calls them up, he talks to them sounding like a duck and stuff like that. It's really weird, but honestly, like, this is one of the better slashers. I don't want to give too much away, but, you know, I definitely recommend it if you're into gore and that foreign feel when it comes to giallos or slashers. It's a really great time. One of the best Lucio Fulci films in my personal opinion. Obviously, this is sorry guys, this is streaming on Tubi as well, so if you do not have a copy, like I said, all these have a VHS. DVD and Blu-ray are done by Blue Underground, as well as Blue Underground just came out with a 4K of this. And so I definitely need to get that 4K. New York Ripper, one of my favorites. I think Angelina even really likes this one. All right, you guys, so this is one you've kind of actually seen already, but in one of my previous episodes, I was talking about Schizoid, but this time we're going to be talking about the one right next to it, and that's X-Ray. This is also known as the Hospital Massacre. Really great movie where, you know, girl's getting her checked up, but, you know, there's a guy who's, like, you know, messing with her test results and stuff like that, making it so she has to stay there. Someone from her past that, you know, was really trying to do her harm. And, you know, people are getting picked off as we go forwards. You know, I love the hospital setting. So if you were really like Halloween 2 for the setting, I definitely want to check out X-Ray. This does have a VHS copy, just like everything does. This is streaming on Prime. So if he has Amazon Prime, definitely go ahead and check it. I went robotic Amazon Prime there. It also has the DVD and Blu-ray by Shout Factory. And we recently got a 4K of this on Vinegar Syndrome, but it also is a double disc with Schizoid. So X-Ray and Schizoid are just gonna be friendly like that forever, I guess. I would love to get single copies of both of them because they are both great movies and worth having one by one. But, you know, if you like the hospital atmosphere, check out X-Ray, aka the Hospital Massacre. I don't think it has any releases except for the VHS. That is the Hospital Massacre, so, you know, take that with a grain of salt maybe. I don't know. All right, next up is actually kind of it's a Christmas movie, so it actually takes place during the Christmas holiday where, you know, some people are working at a dorm. They're out to, like, gonna, you know, take out everything because it's gonna get ready to be demolished and stuff like that. So they have to take inventory of all this stuff. They have to move everything out. And, you know, people are starting to get picked off. And so that is The Dorm That Dripped Blood, you guys. This is such a great movie. And honestly, it was a recent watch where I realized that this was actually a Christmas movie. And because I've tried to do my homework, I tried to rewatch a lot of these just recently, but with 21 movies, that's a lot of movies to watch. So this is also known as Pranks and also has another alternate title as Death Dorm. And so I don't think Pranks or Death Dorm has releases. I think it's only on VHS where that title took place. But this does have a VHS. This is not streaming anywhere currently, so I can't help you out there. But DVD, I did not see any DVDs of this, but I'm pretty sure there's got to be a DVD about this somewhere. But I don't know who it's by. And then I have this Blu-ray by Synapse, so if you guys are looking for it, definitely check out the Synapse website and get yourself a copy. This does not seem to have a 4K yet, but I think it's primed for one. So The Dorm That Dripped Blood, another great slasher, kind of gives you that, you know, college feel, you know, where young adults are out living their lives and just, you know, just getting picked off one by one. Do we ask for anything more? I don't think so. All right, guys, so next up, one I just recently had to rewatch because I've only watched this one time. This is Death Valley, a very cool movie. That the cool thing about this, it has Ralphie from The Christmas Story, that little kid playing in it. I believe he did this movie before Christmas Story. And so this is really about a family that's, you know, taking a road trip around, and, like, the kid ends up kind of discovering, not witnessing a murder necessarily, but kind of being in the area. And so now these people seem to just be in the wrong place at the wrong time always. But, you know, this guy ends up starting to follow the family, you know, killing people along the way. And the kid ends up, you know, telling the sheriff everything that he saw and then giving him, like, this medallion and, like, you know, really helping him with the case and stuff like that. So that's why the killer ends up stalking him. Like at one point, his babysitter goes and gets him like a banana split, and she ends up getting her throat slit. Spoiler alert, I guess. But, you know, it's just these people seem to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and the story is pretty phenomenal. A pretty decent slasher/road trip movie if you guys ever want to give it a watch, or just see Ralphie in a horror movie. Why not? This obviously has a VHS. This is a Blu-ray and DVD combo pack by Scream Factory, but does not currently have a 4K. Not sure if this would be primed for 4K or not, but I mean, hey, if they do it, I would probably support it. Just get the Christmas Story Ralphie going. I love it. All right, you guys. So this one is probably my first dud. You know what? I just realized I'm not star rating these as I go forward. So usually every episode I kind of give a star rating for each one. I'm pretty sure I have not watched back and looked at my episodes, but I'm trying to do my best here, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 3 out of 5. Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker. So let's go ahead and catch this up real quick, just so you guys know. New York Ripper is honestly going to get a 5 out of 5 for me. I absolutely love this movie. Might be a little biased on that one, but it's such a good one. All right, and then we're going to talk about X-Ray. I'm going to go ahead and give that one a 3 out of 5. Pretty stellar one, but I mean, it gets a little slow at times. Next up is The Dorm That Drip Blood. Gonna give this one a 4 out of 5. Really enjoy it. I wish there was a little bit more gruesome kills, but you know, it's still there. You know, it's not lost on me. And then Death Valley, honestly, after my second watch, I'm going to stick with a 3 out of 5 on this one. Death Valley being pretty awesome. I'm maybe a little biased because Ralphie's in it, but Death Valley was actually a really good, fun ride. All right, you guys, and so this was a little bit of a slacker of a film. I just recently watched this for the second time, and, you know, it's kind of hard to get through, a little bit boring. The kills are not anything to write home about, and I just feel like it wasn't really well put together. And that is Death Screams. Honestly, it's just about... I'm sorry. I just recently watched it, and I can't really tell you much about it because, honestly, it was that forgettable. This is also known as House of Death, if you guys are really interested. This is also streaming on Plex, if you guys want to check it out. I'd love to see you guys' opinion on it, but it was like, you know, some friends going to a fair and stuff like that, and like, you know, it was really just kind of a jumble of different things. So honestly, I don't think there was really much of a cohesive story. But if you guys really like this movie, let me know down in the comments. Maybe I need to rewatch it. But like I said, it's streaming on Plex if you want to give it a check out. This does have a DVD by Vipco's Scream Time Collection. It's a really old school DVD company that would release movies, and it's also got this Blu-ray by Arrow. So a really nice Blu-ray copy, but you know, it's just in the collection because it's an 80s slasher. So I'm going to give this one probably a 2. Actually, let's give it a 1 out of 5 just because at this rate I might watch it again someday and up that score, but today's not that day. All right, guys, so next up is the first movie I don't have, and it's called The Ghost Dance. I'll put a picture right up here so you guys can take a look at the cover. This has a VHS release, but no other releases outside of that. It is not streaming anywhere, so I can't actually watch it. If you guys have seen this movie, let me know. It's probably on YouTube, but I don't watch movies on YouTube too often. But, you know, if I'm really missing out on something, let me know. I definitely want to check out The Ghost Dance as soon as possible, so I hope it gets a legit release somewhere. Even if it's just DVD, so I can just check it out and see if I like it or not. So, obviously, I can't rate this one because I've never seen it. But Ghost Dance, you guys. Let me know down in the comments if you know about it. All right, you guys. So, this next one I am really excited about because... like I've talked about before, I will be going to a horror convention at the end of October, and I'm going to be meeting Michael Ironside. Anyone out there who has met him before, let me know if he has anything on his table that he signs about this movie and this Visiting Hours. This is one of my favorite movies with him in it as far as horror goes, but back to that, Michael Ironside, if you guys have met him before, does he have anything Visiting Hours? I think I might even have him sign this. I don't normally have people sign DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff like that, but, you know, it is what it is. But I'm really hoping, you know, there's something about this because I want to get his autograph, especially for this movie. But I absolutely adore this movie. So this guy is, you know, he's out to get this reporter. You know, she's reporting on his killings and stuff like that, making things a lot more difficult for him. He ends up attacking her. And she gets away that time, but she is badly injured, so she's in the hospital for the remainder of the movie. And this guy's doing everything he can to get in and kill her. You know, picking off people that get in his way, or if he needs to, you know, take their identity to get into this hospital, doing a lot of different stuff. And the killer is Michael Ironside. We know it through the entire movie. It's not a secret. It's not a spoiler in any way, shape, or form. But honestly, like, this is actually a pretty stellar, one of my favorite movies as far as one of the 1982s that you might not have heard of as much. But definitely worth a watch. It does not have any alternate titles. It does have a VHS. It does have this DVD by Anchor Bay. And then also, I guess it has a DVD Blu-ray alongside Bad Dreams. So it does have a double disc with another movie by Scream Factory. I'm hoping to get a standalone edition at some point, but if I have to get the Scream Factory Blu-ray / DVD combo pack of Visiting Hours and Bad Dreams, I guess it is what it is. But, you know, this is a pretty good copy as far as the DVD goes by Anchor Bay. Highly recommend this one if you guys have not seen this. I will give this one a 4 out of 5. I absolutely love this movie. Visiting Hours. Check it out with Michael Ironside. Alright guys, next up is going to be a little bit of a wonky one. I am not a fan of this movie in any way, shape, or form. I've seen it twice. Honestly, it's about a movie. It's a movie where, you know, people are coming to an island to audition for like a movie, and, you know, they start getting picked off. It's really slow. The kills are nothing really to write home about. The killer's not much to really even speak about. And that is Island of Blood. I mean, watch at your own risk. I don't recommend it that much. Is it a random fun watch? I guess. If you're a slasher fan, you're going to watch it either way, and I highly recommend that. But, you know, just a casual watcher, I don't recommend this in any way, shape, or form. This movie is also known as Who Done It. If I were to flip this cover, it'd also be Who Done It. So I guess we do have it on the disc, which I think is a pretty lame title. So, of course, I switched everything to the Island of Blood. Right, Island of Blood, just making sure I'm not tripping on that one. But it is on Tube if you guys want to check it out. Let me know down in the comments if you watch it and what you think about it. It does have a DVD. Oh, maybe not. No, it does not have a DVD, but it does have this Blu-ray by Vinegar Syndrome. But if you guys are looking for it on that platform, it will be known as Who Done It, not the Island of Blood. You can flip the cover and it'll be Island of Blood. But Who Done It, Island of Blood. I give this a 1 star out of 5. I did not enjoy this one at all. Alright guys, next up is a forest slasher movie. This one's a little bit supernatural, so it's a little bit weird. If you like slasher supernatural films, I definitely recommend them. This is not like Freddy in Nightmare on Elm Street in any way, shape, or form, so it's not like that necessarily. But it does have that little supernatural twist to it, and that is The Forest. I still have a pretty good liking for this one. Pretty much the story is a dad really loses his entire family, goes out, lives in the forest, and he starts picking people off. He sees like embodiments of his wife and his kids and stuff like that, and so you see them and they're like talking back and forth and like, you know, following the people before they end up getting killed. I don't remember there being too much of a big body count in this one, but, you know, it's still something I really had to talk about. That came out in 1982. I honestly give this one probably a 2 out of 5. It's nothing really great, but it's still at least worth a watch. So this is also streaming on Plex. It does have a DVD and a Blu-ray from Code Red. This is currently the DVD copy. I had the DVD previously, but, you know, it's worth a watch. You know, if you're not really into slashers, I wouldn't bother buying it. But yeah, so 2 out of 5 on that one. The Forest. What are you going to do? So next up is another one I don't own, and that is the Honeymoon Horror. I don't know it. I've never seen it. It's not streaming anywhere. It has a VHS, but no other releases. Hopefully we're going to see this one eventually, but here's the cover right there. And so it looks like a pretty neat cover, so hopefully we'll get to see it someday. And, prime for Vinegar Syndrome, Scream Factory, Synapse, whoever wants to pick it up. But, you know, sometimes there's reasons why they're not getting picked up. So, Honeymoon Horror, maybe someday. All right, you guys. Next up is one of my actual favorites of the list. I do actually really enjoy this one, and that's Girls' Night Out, another college campus slasher movie where the killer actually dresses up as their mascot, and it's a bear, so he puts like knives in the hands, so you actually can see that in the cover. That's the paw of the bear suit, and then it's got knives on there, so really kind of cool kills with that. I think it's actually a really kind of funny killer. Like, you see like a mascot bear, you're like, oh, there's no danger here, but then he ends up slaughtering you. But you know, I think they're out and about doing like a scavenger hunt and stuff like that, and this killer is just picking them off one by one. Really great film. I definitely recommend to watch. This one also is known as the Scream Maker. So if you guys see a VHS with that title, that you're looking at this movie. It's a girls' night out. This is on Prime Rental, so you have to spend some money if you want to check this one out. Obviously, it has the VHS DVD by Guilty Pleasures. I did have the DVD at one point, but it was nothing special DVD at any point. And so this is Blu-ray. It's done by Arrow, and currently there's no 4K for Girls' Night Out. But maybe someday Arrow will release one, or another company will pick it up. Alright guys, and so basically the next one is my biased pick. Hands down, this one's going to be my favorite of all time of the 1982 because I've said this at the very beginning. It's my favorite franchise. Obviously, you know, I try to stay away from picking franchise movies, but, you know, it came out, and so I got to talk about it. And that is Friday the 13th, Part 3. Absolutely nothing I really need to say about this movie other than I absolutely love it. I love Friday the 13th. It's my absolute favorite franchise. This is the movie where Jason gets his iconic hockey mask, and it happens to be in 3D. This is currently streaming on HBO Max if you guys want to check it out. But do I need to even tell you about the releases? It's got VHS. It's got DVD. It's got Blu-ray. It's got 4K and multiple copies, multiple different versions of each one of them. So you really don't have to look too far to look for Friday the 13th. But honestly, this one is definitely a 5 out of 5 for me. I don't remember if I rated this one. I think I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 5. Girls' Night Out. Good time. I hope I didn't say a rating earlier and do a different rating. I would honestly expect it out of me. Next up, this one I think I liked the very first time I watched it, but I think every time I watch it, I like it a little bit less. So I guess, you know, take that as you will. And that is Humongous. This is actually a movie I have not been able to rewatch before I was able to do this video, so I didn't get to do my homework on this one, but I do know that it is a kind of a monstrous person just picking off people one by one, and, you know, I believe they're on, like, his, you know, it's, they're on his homestead, so he's just picking them off, you know, being protective and stuff like that. But honestly, if you guys are fans of this movie, let me know. I would love to hear a little bit more about it, but last time I watched it, it wasn't that much fun for me. This is, the only title that this is under is Humongous. This has a DVD by Scorpion Releasing, which is this one, and then Blu-ray is also by Scorpion Releasing, but that is out of print, so maybe another company might pick this up here sooner or there. I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5. You know, the kills aren't too terrible, but, you know, it's just, I don't know, it was a hard one for me to get through. I was looking at my phone a lot, so Humongous, 2 out of 5. And so next up is actually, my little notes on the end, is the last one that I do not own on this list, and that is The Blood Song. It is streaming on Tubi if you want to check it out. I have watched it once, but I don't remember this one at all. So please let me know what you guys think about it. Is it something I need to go and rewatch again? If they release something, I will probably get it. But this does have a DVD release that is connected with Mausoleum. I don't know if you guys seen that movie, Mausoleum. It's a pretty decent movie, but it's connected to this Humongous as well. Wait, no, sorry. Not Humongous, but Blood Song. I'm getting my head a little backwards here. So Blood Song, like I said, I don't own it, and it's also on a DVD connected with Mausoleum, and that is done by Exploitation Cinema. But remember, Blood Song is streaming on Tubi. I don't have a rating on that one because I only watched it once, and it was a long time ago. It's so hard to try to remember everything, even when I write it down. So going on to the one I just watched the most recently, and so this is the last one I watched before I had to really do this video, so I was trying to still finish all my homework, but, you know, I'm not always successful with everything else going on. And so I got the Slayer. This is actually a pretty decent slasher. You know, it's one of those movies where she's dreaming about everyone getting killed, and she wakes up and finding out everyone's actually killed. Her and this main lady and a group of her friends fly to an island for a vacation getaway. It's a really ugly island, you know. It's gray the entire time, windy, and they're wanting to go fishing. And, you know, she's just having all these, you know, mental issues where she's, you know, dreaming about things. She has paintings of buildings that are on this island, so she feels like she's been there before. I honestly fell asleep, so I didn't actually get to see how this ended. But, you know, one of the first kills is actually pretty awesome. You know, very supernatural-esque slasher. But, you know, it's still worth the watch, I would say. It is streaming on Tubi if you want to go ahead and check it out. Obviously, it's got a VHS release. DVD is by Vipco's Scream Time Collections, another pretty low budget DVD company that was way back in the day. So if you're still finding those or still have them, good on you. And this Blu-ray is done by Arrow, so if you guys want to check this one out, The Slayer, I will go ahead and give this one a 2 out of 5. I wouldn't highly recommend it, but, you know, it's definitely worth a watch if you're really, really into slashers. Man, we're 25 minutes into this thing, and I still got a few to go. So, hope you guys are sitting tight, you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying what you've learned so far. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite slasher of 1982 is as we go forward. Next up, you know, I really wanted this one to be good, and that's his Deadly Games. I've only gotten to watch this one once. It's a pretty slow mover. The kills are not everything I was hoping they would be, but, you know, it's nothing great. I can't really say much about it. It's really has everything to do with this game that he's playing, and then he's picking people off. The killer is just wearing a ski mask, and like everything's resulted from this game he's playing. So it's really kind of a weird concept, but you know, still at least they tried something different. So I can still respect that. This is currently on a Prime rental, so you have to spend some money if you want to check this one out. Obviously, it's got a VHS, DVD by Anchor Bay if you guys want to go that route. And this Blu-ray is done by Arrow Video. It's a very nice edition, and I think that's the reason why I like it so much. But if you guys want to check it out, I highly, go for it. I give this one probably a 1 out of 5 as well. I probably need to give this one another watch before I really rate it, but currently it's going to sit, you know what? Bump it up to a 2 out of 5. You know, what the heck? I really feel like I need to rewatch that one before I did this video. But, you know, everything's time sensitive, you guys, so I gotta make sure I'm doing what I can. Next up is an old but a goodie. Like, this is actually one of those weird movies I watched the first time. I didn't like it, but then later on I watched it again, and I really, really did enjoy it. So that is 1982's Unhinged, story of, a couple girls. They have some car trouble, and so they have to get out and start walking, and they find this house with this family living in it, and, things are not exactly what they seem. And the girls end up just not having a blast. So let's just say that. Not a huge body count in this one, but I think the kills, I remember them being pretty awesome. There's a kill with a scythe, and I think that's absolutely wicked. But this movie is only known as Unhinged. It had a VHS copy, and then a DVD, which is this one, and it's called Brentwood Home Video. And I believe they also have an 88 films as well. So if you guys want one or the other, you can still get it on DVD. Hopefully this one's going to get a Blu-ray or a 4K someday. Unhinged. Check it out. I'll give this a 3 out of 5. I remember it being quite entertaining. Now, this next one, you guys, I got nothing good to say other than it takes place during Halloween. It has a pretty okay Halloween vibe on it, but I don't know how this is considered a slasher in any way, shape, or form. This is called Trick or Treats. This cover is actually pretty wicked. I actually really love this cover. This has David Carradine in it, so that's kind of cool that we have kind of a big name there on it. But this has one kill, I think 1 or 2 maybe, but literally nothing. And it's a super boring movie where this guy is getting out of an insane asylum that his wife put him in, and she's married and, still has her son, and this guy's trying to come home to kill the wife, and just all the things he has to go through to get home. I think he kills a bum or something like that, and that was about it. And then maybe, I don't remember if the dad makes it or not, but almost practically bloodless, practically killless, and I don't know. This is streaming on AMC Plus, so watch at your own risk. If you really want to watch a movie that's Halloween-y but not good. It's got a Blu-ray and a DVD by Code Red. This is the Blu-ray by Code Red, so Code Red's a good company. I highly recommend them, but this movie, I'll give this a 1 out of 5. Absolutely. 2 more. I think we got this, you guys. Let's keep plugging along. And so the next 2 are actually pretty good. So this is actually going to end quite nicely. And so the next up is going to be Alone in the Dark. This is actually a really great slasher. It has Donald Pleasance in it, so you cannot go wrong there. Donald Pleasance is kind of wacky in this movie. So this is about 3 escaped insane asylum convicts. They didn't like that their previous doctor left and this new one came in, and so they escaped during a power outage, and they try to kill the doctor and his entire family. And so these 3 crazies kind of get released, and they're kind of running amok of the town, and they're like just offing people, killing people that go in and out of the doctor's house, and like it's really kind of like almost a home invasion mixed with a slasher, and it's kind of whole bunch of things kind of mixed into one, but it's actually a really good fun ride. It's got some really cool imagery and stuff like that, and I definitely recommend it. Like I said, it's got Donald Pleasance in it, so it's actually definitely worth a watch. It does have a DVD by Image Entertainment and this Blu-ray by Scream Factory. Definitely recommend you guys checking it out. It's not streaming anywhere currently, but Alone in the Dark, good one. I give this one a, let's give it a 3 out of 5. I do really enjoy that one. All right, next up, this is actually a franchise, but the first one's only the one that's really worth talking about. I don't know. I wasn't crazy about the second one, and the third one I probably have to give another watch before I really say anything. And that is the Slumber Party Massacre. I absolutely love this movie. It's a driller killer, and you pretty much know the killer the entire time, so it's not a secret. This is not a spoiler. Girls, from high school having a slumber party, and then this guy with a big old drill, as phallic as can be, just running amok and killing people. Blood is pretty good. The story is pretty funny. And, there's a little sister that's looking at a Playgirl magazine with Sylvester Stallone on the cover. It just kind of cracks me up. And, they're doing all the slumber party tropes and stuff like that. And then, people are just getting picked off as we go forward. Like I said, it does have a part 2 and a part 3. Part 2 went completely off the rails with, a supernatural slasher. And I think part 3 was kind of back to formula, but I don't quite remember. Currently, this is streaming on Prime Video and Tubi if you guys want to check it out. It does have a VHS. It got a DVD by Massacre Collection. It's got one by New Concord and a Roger Corman release, all on DVD. Those are 3 different releases on DVD. And then it's also got a Blu-ray from Scream Factory, but also has this Steelbook as well. It's got a collection by Scream Factory as well, so there's quite a few releases to get the original, but the other ones are a little bit tougher to get. So, Slumber Party Massacre, I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 4 out of 5. I really do enjoy it, and this is a pretty nice Steelbook. I'm not crazy about Steelbooks, but when I got it, it was on sale. All right, you guys, so that is year 1982. Very long-winded videos, you guys, but I think after this, we get some shorter videos, so I'm hoping you guys are still sticking with me, and I'm hoping that you guys will check out some of these movies this spooky season and let me know what you think. Remember, I've done 1980 and 1981, and here's 1982 for you guys. That's going to do it for me. Horror Junkies 509, Kyle 13 signing out just until next time, and you guys already know it. I've been sentenced to life. I am a horror lifer, and you guys have a killer day. Keep it spooky, keep it bloody, and enjoy this season, because when it's gone, it's never actually gone, if you're a horror fan. Stay bloody, my friend.